Okay, we're just gonna wait like 1 more minute. Zoom has this new feature where it's like if a meeting stops in 40 minutes, then the same person can't make the the meeting. So I had to make it.
I think are we waiting on?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
here,
waiting on one more person.
here, and no, I think that's
Actually, wait, I think there's three people. Madhav, Deert, and
oh, yeah.
okay, we'll wait 1 more minute. 1:45. Okay, I'm gonna reshare where we left off in case there's anyone that needs to um finish this. So I'll share this for 2 minutes and then Arnav will continue with the second part. Just give a thumbs up when you're done.
Um, could you update the screen sharing permissions in the meantime?
Okay.
Um, I
It
guess,
says it's at all participants. So
yeah, okay. Um, I'll go ahead and share now for the second part of this. Okay. Um, just move this down. All right. So this is where Devansh left off, and now we're actually going to be getting into the part where we serialize the data. So remember, serialized data is easier to transport, and send. And then whenever you need it again, you can just deserialize it and then access it. So in order to actually serialize the data, we're going to do JSON underscore data, and then is equal to JSON dot JSON dot dumps, and then data. So basically what this is doing is it's using the JSON.dumps functions, this function over here, and then it's passing it to the data object. So this object that we created over here, this group of code. So it's passing it to the data object and it's using it as an argument. So this over here becomes the parameter to this function. And then this essentially converts the Python object, so this object over here with all of our data, into a JSON format and as a string. So basically all of this becomes one singular string. Next, we're gonna deserialize the data. So because we have to deserialize it from JSON back to regular Python. So this is just like an example in Python. You can't really see it in action, but in the real world, you would do this and then send this data over to somebody else, and then they would do the deserialization. However, we're just going to deserialize it within the same program just to show you how it works. So how it would work if somebody on the receiving end got the data, it would be deserialized underscore data. That's just our variable name. We're going to do equal to JSON dot loads and then JSON underscore data. All right. So basically what this does is it uses the JSON loads function. This is a different function than JSON dumps. And as you can expect, it kind of does the opposite. JSON load, while this serializes the data, this deserializes. So JSON.loads deserializes the data. And then again, the same thing here, JSON data is passed as an argument to this function. And essentially, the JSON string, it converts it into a Python dictionary, and then it's stored in the deserialized data variable. So all of our data is stored here after it's deserialized. So remember this function over here, it converts it into a singular string. Then this function, it routes this to a Python dictionary, which deserializes it, and then it's stored in this variable over here that we named deserialized data. And then finally, to access it, we just do print and then deserialized data. And then our data should be printed. So as you can see over here, everything we did, printed. Now you might be wondering like, what's the point of this when we can just not serialize it in the first place, not deserialize it, it's just extra code and we could just do print data. So just to go back to that, serializing your data allows it to be able to transfer and send to other people more efficiently. In this case, we're not sending it to anyone, but this is just how the process works. So if I was to send this to Devansh, for example, and this was like thousands of lines of codes, which oftentimes developers have, they would serialize it, making it easier to send, making it more efficient to send. And then once Devansh receives it, he just prints the deserialized data. Does anyone have any questions? I apologize about the construction. Just give me a thumbs up if you're okay, and then we can come to a close. Wait, Devansh, can you do the last slide because there's just a lot of noise in my house?
Okay. Okay. So we finished the data serialization. So we have like a little, since tomorrow is day 2, we have 2 more topics. This is like an extra slide for you guys to do. It won't take that much time. So, we have the slide, the problem description. So you basically homework problem is to write a Python function called count underscore vowels that takes a string s a string s as input and returns the count of vowels, both uppercase and lowercase, present in a string. And you will need to consider the following letters as vowels. So A, E, I, O, U, and the uppercase version of this as well. So this is an example. So you can just like read over this slide. And all these slides are posted on Classroom, so you can take a look. Arnav posted them at 1. And all the code and everything that we went over today, it's present over here, with all of the breaking every single line of code. So if you don't understand something, you can go back to this and just take a look at the last slide, try it out for today. We'll go over it tomorrow and we'll start tomorrow's class as well.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed today's class. If you have any questions or comments, you can ask right now. Other than that, you're free to leave. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.